Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. My name is Nick. So there's always this kind of conversation on social media about how we each clean and sleeve our new records or used records, whatever you buy. So today I'm going to kind of talk about and kind of go over my process. There's a bunch of links down below. Make sure you go check them out. There's links for the Vinyl Den Facebook group. There's links for our merch page. Another one for the Spotify and Apple Music weekly playlist that we put together. And there's also links for the Patreon page. So make sure you go check all those out. Of course, if you enjoy the episode, make sure you give me the old thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. And make sure you hit that notification bell to notify every time I release new episodes. So I feel like there's always kind of this discussion about, whether to use something like a spin clean or something, more basic and handheld to kind of clean records. And I've kind of had the same process for at least the last probably 4 years or so about how I, bring my records in, what I do with them, how I clean them, how I sleeve them. I've kind of had this same kind of process. So today I'm going to kind of give you, an overlay of everything I do. So I guess real quick before I get into my process, I will say that all the products I talk about on the episode today, I wasn't sponsored. I'm not sponsored by any of these products. This is all just the stuff that I've really kind of used over the last few years and really love all their products. Make sure I put links to all their products down below in the show description, so you can check them out yourself. So every time I get a new record, I won't just put it up on my shelf with everything else. I go through this process of cleaning and putting it in a sleeve, and then I'll put it in this crate that's on my desk. And, I'll at least listen to them once or twice through, and as you can see, I've got a nice little stat going here. There's some stuff, even some RSD stuff that I haven't really had a chance to listen to multiple times yet. So they all go in this crate until I feel like I've listened to them enough of times, and then I'll put them up on the shelf with the rest of my records. As for sleeving my records, I've been using these dual pocket sleeves. These are resealable sleeves from Vinyl Storage Solutions, and I've been using these for at least the last probably 3 years or more. And I like that there's a pocket you can put your record in that's separate outside of the jacket, which makes it a lot easier for listening. It's a lot more convenient, I think. And then as far as like inner sleeves, I've gone through a lot of different ones over the years. I've used a lot of different rice paper sleeves from MoFi and Vinyl Storage Solutions, but I really like these. I don't remember the website I got these from, but I'll put a link down in the description for these. These are just a standard, anti-static sleeve. Kind of showcases some of your colored vinyl. And then as far as cleaning my records, I've used this groove washer since 2018, and I've got really good results out of it. I have thought about going to a spin clean a couple of times, but I just kind of stay with the groove washer. I think it works really great. I will say the one thing with the groove washer is if you're cleaning a bunch of records, and if you plan on cleaning a bunch of records, that to buy a second brush, so that way you can use one brush for actually cleaning and then another brush for drying or wiping off of what's left on the record. So I just recently picked up Going to Hell by The Pretty Reckless and Shenanigans by Green Day. So I'm going to clean both of these records. I will say that lately I've been trying to keep these hype stickers. Before, probably, I guess before like the last 6 months, I would just kind of discard it and not even really think about it. But I've been trying to, if it's a single sleeve LP like Shenanigans is, I've been just slicing open the record side of it and keeping the shrink wrap on it. But I've noticed a couple of times that the shrink wrap's been too tight on the jacket, and I actually bow the jacket a little bit. So what I've been trying to do is just remove the shrink wrap if it is bowing it, and then I'll try to peel off the hype sticker and put it on the outside of the resealable dual pocket sleeve that I put the record in. But the Going to Hell is actually a gatefold, so I can't really do that. I like to be able to look at the gatefold, look at the stuff inside of it. So I'll, if I can't peel that hype sticker off, then, I know some people, they'll cut off the hype sticker and put it inside the jacket. But, in this instance, I just, if I can't get the hype sticker off, then, I guess it just has to go in the trash with the rest of the shrink wrap. Like I said, this one's a gatefold, so it's going to be completely opened here. Now, I like using this a razor knife. I get a better cut, cleaner cut with a nice sharp razor blade on there. You just have to be careful not to dig into the jacket at all. So I'm going to try to keep this shrink wrap. We'll see if I can get the hype sticker off there. But it looked like it was pretty firmly attached to that shrink wrap, so I kind of doubt it. But I will say, if you haven't checked out the Pretty Reckless, they're a fantastic band. Been doing their last couple of albums have been absolutely fantastic. Some really great new rock. And then, like I said, this Shenanigans is just a single jacket, so I'm just going to slice open this side. You can see how easy that the knife kind of goes through that through that shrink wrap, even though I do need to replace that blade. Doesn't look like it's bowing the jacket at all, so maybe I'll be able to keep that shrink wrap on there. So the groove washer kit that I bought came with this really nice mat that you can use to clean your records on. It's got a cool, little design to it. Says groove washer on there. It also has this disc to cover up the label. Of course, that's your G2 fluid that you use for cleaning, and then the cleaning brush. Shenanigans came in one of those really terrible regular paper sleeves, so I know this thing's going to be pretty dirty when I pull it out of here. Discard the paper sleeve there. And actually, it doesn't look that bad. There is some paper residue on there, though, so it definitely needs to be cleaned. Even if there's not a lot of visible dirt on there, I still like to clean my records when I first get them before I put them in my crate. So you give just 3 sprays of the G2 fluid on there. And you give it a nice wipe with one side of the brush all the way around it. And then I'll use the opposite side of the brush to clean off the excess fluid and let it dry. Flip it over and repeat the process. I will say, when you spray the 3 sprays of the fluid on there, you want to let it sit for several seconds, and you can actually see it soak into the grooves on the record. So it gets a really good deep clean to the record. Give this another wipe. Like I said, I try to use the opposite side for drying it off, and I try to make sure I use the same side each time for each process. So, one side stays relatively dry. You can get a nice good wipe to it. But like I said, if you're cleaning a bunch of records, more than 4 or 5 records at a time, you'll probably want to use two different brushes. But it got a really nice clean to it. Looks great. It's got a nice shine to it. So it's a Pretty Reckless album. Has a seam split on the inner jacket, so I know this thing's gonna definitely need a good cleaning to it. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there is some visible dirt along the outer edge there. You can see a little bit more in the video there. So that's definitely from having that seam split on that inner sleeve. So it's gonna be the same process. I'm gonna give it 3 sprays. Make sure where I see heavier dirt, I'll definitely make sure I spray directly on that spot, though. Let it soak into those grooves for a couple of seconds, and then give it a good wipe. Let it air dry for a couple of seconds here. And that's gonna look. It looks great. It looks, brand new. It's got nice. Like I said, same thing with Shenanigans. Got a nice shine to it. Looks absolutely spotless. Now, I'm sure this thing's gonna sound great when I play it too. I will say that I've got some records. I know that one of the Walmart reissues of one of the Metallica albums last year, when I first got it, there were some skips to it, and I gave it another good wipe down with the groove washer here, because I don't think I actually cleaned that when I first got it. So had some skips to it. Went out, cleaned it with the groove washer, and completely got rid of all the skips and pops on the album. And it sounded great after that. So I definitely highly recommend the groove washer for cleaning your records. Well, that's all I got for you today, guys. Thanks for checking the show out. Thanks for checking out my process. Like I said, this is something that we've talked about on the Vinyl Den Facebook group and really in social media for the last couple of years. I'm in a number of different vinyl-related Facebook groups, and this is always kind of something that comes up quite often about cleaning and sleeving records. So, I hope you enjoyed, my process, and maybe you kind of do the same thing. I'm not really sure. Make sure you drop me a comment down below. Let me know if you guys have used any of these products before. These are all pretty standard stuff. So, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. And that's all I got. Until next time, keep on spinning. Peace.